From the capital, Islamabad. Thanks for joining us live on Al Jazeera, sir. I mean, we saw, and you may have heard in that report, that there are many Pakistanis affected by the floods of last year that are willing to help themselves. But in terms of, say, the 20 million that were displaced and affected, percentage-wise, how many would you say have been helped by aid agencies?
Well, it's a bit difficult to give a percentage, but what I can tell you is that the United Nations in Pakistan played a major role in responding to the massive floods of last year. Overall, the UN made an appeal of 1.9 billion US dollar and managed to secure about 70% of the resources that were required. Now, what is important to underline is that this has been by all means the biggest appeal of the United Nations in any disaster in the world ever. So we have, I can also tell you that different program of the UN, particularly in terms of helping people to have food, reached approximately 6 to 7 million people. Now, this is really massive.
And of course, that is short-term aid to a certain extent to feed people, but then how have you been able, with aid agencies, the UN itself, been able to prioritise between short-term aid and long-term aid? Because to help people in Pakistan long-term, a lot of the infrastructure was severely damaged and had to be rebuilt. At what stage is the aid help focusing in that direction?
Yes, two things to be underlined here. One is that, of course, like an agency like UNDP, we are the lead agency on early recovery. And we have our own program, which is for approximately 120 million US dollar. And we've been helping thousands of people in affected districts. However, what is important to say is that we have been working very much hand in hand with the government of Pakistan and with the provincial governments to support the communities in doing cash for work, in reconstructing some of the houses. UNDP, for example, is reconstructing houses for approximately 4,000 people. Now, this will seem a small number compared to the overall numbers. That's why I would like to underline that we've been really complementing each other with also the effort of the government.
But it is a slow process, though, and if you've only been able to, as you say, secure 70% of the appeal fund that was required, how do you distribute that, and in what areas are you focusing? We saw different needs for those people in the northwest of the country to those from where Imtiaz was reporting from in the south of the country.
Yes, that's right. I mean, from the beginning of this crisis, the UNDP and other UN agencies, we have focused on supporting people in 39 most affected districts. And this district were defined together with the National Disaster Management Authority of Pakistan. So, and again, across all the regions, the 4 main regions that were affected. So, and the other important message that I would like to pass across is that in this case, in the case of the floods, I think we were able to start what we call early recovery, meaning not only helping people to save life, but we were able to help people restoring their livelihood, restoring their infrastructure, and that started at the early stage of the crisis as soon as the water started receding.
Indeed. Jean-Luc, having been there and reported at the time, I know it's an immense task that you and your colleagues there in the NGOs have. Thank you very much for joining us from Islamabad.